What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me today for episode number 50 of the Car 5 podcast. That's right, number 50. Today, we're going to be talking about how Aston Martin is kind of, in a way, saving the manual gearbox. So as usual, everybody, let's go ahead and just dive right into things. So like I had said, everyone, let's go ahead and get right into things. How is Aston Martin actually saving the manual gearbox or manual transmission, whichever you prefer to say? And the answer is very, very simple. James Bond himself requested it. That's not true. I'm sorry. That was a lie. It's very simple. How they're saving the manual transmission is they're just still making manuals. In the most recent one they did, they took one of their models, the Vantage, the Aston Martin Vantage, specifically the AMR version. AMR stands for Aston Martin Racing. And they fitted it with a 7-speed dogleg manual transmission. So for those of you that don't know what a dogleg transmission is, it's very, very different. So if we can envision ourselves in a manual car, and you wanted to go into first gear, basically what you would do is, of course, you would put your foot in the clutch. With the stick itself, the stick shift, you would go left and up to go into first gear in a normal car. A dogleg transmission is backwards. Instead of going left and up for first gear, you'd go left and down for first gear. In a dogleg, left and up is reverse, and left and down is first gear. So it's something very, very different. It's actually kind of fun to drive, but be very, very careful. If you've never driven one before, try experiencing one. Find a car that has one. It'll probably be an older vehicle, but definitely check one out. So yes, this new Aston Martin Vantage AMR has a 7-speed dogleg transmission to keep the manual alive. And how you keep the manual alive is you make cars with manuals in them. There's still a lot of people out there nowadays, I guess you would call them purists, if you will, driving purists. A lot of Porsches still feature manuals. Aston Martin still get manuals. So it's something that's pretty cool to see how it's still being kept alive. But this Vantage AMR that's manual, it's actually pretty cool itself. It's going to use that 4-liter twin turbocharged V8 that we're already familiar with. It's the same one that's featured in AMG vehicles like the GTS. It's going to give you a 0 to 60 time in 3.9 seconds, which is a little bit slower compared to the automatic being 3.5, which makes sense because with today's automotive technology, we cannot shift as fast as a computer can. Computers can shift in the milliseconds. This Vantage AMR will have 503 horsepower and 461 foot-pounds of torque. Very similar because that's what the AMG GTS is for their starting 4-liter V8. You're going to have, or the GTS version, I say, not the normal one, but it is going to give you a top speed of 195, which is absolutely not bad for being the type of car it is. Again, it is a 7-speed manual. Now you mix that transmission with the type of engine it has and it being an Aston Martin, it's meant for a good time. It's definitely going to put some smiles on your face. The Vantage AMR actually is additionally 209 pounds less than the normal Vantage, the one that features the automatic transmission, which is pretty good. So it's going to be a little bit lighter as well. Now the sad part about this is only 200 of them will actually be made. It's more of like a special fun kind of thing, kind of like a hoorah for the manual transmission. If I have the opportunity to drive one, I would absolutely love to. It's not too often you get to drive a dogleg manual transmission and it being a manual dogleg Aston Martin. So that's it, everyone. That's all it is. Nothing too complicated. Aston Martin took a Vantage AMR, stuck a 7-speed dogleg transmission in it, uses that Mercedes-Benz 4-liter V8 that we all know, we all love. I can see it's going to please James Bond. He's going to be very happy with it, and I'm sure I would be happy as well, or you would be happy as well if we all drove it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for episode number 50. Short and sweet. Just some fun facts for you to keep you up to date on what Aston Martin is doing. Don't forget to tune in June 21st for episode number 51. We're going to be talking about the smart car brand and how it will no longer be a part of North America. Sad day, ladies and gentlemen. Sad day. Of course, don't forget to like on Facebook, follow on Instagram. If you're checking out the YouTube for the first time, check out the channel. If you end up liking it, hit that subscribe button. And if you don't mind, hit a like on this video. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. If you ever need anything from me, send me an email. info@car5podcast.com. Thank you so much, and please remember to drive safe. Thank you.